You should be checking out the passenger side J&L 3.0 oil separator for your 2018 and newer GT at home. If you're looking to help capture the oily vapors produced during combustion from being reintroduced back into your intake manifold and dirtying up your Coyote in the process. Now, construction, guys, is going to consist of a solid black billet aluminum canister along with the factory style hoses and fittings, all for right around the high $100 price point. Install, guys, is going to get a very soft 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here thanks to the 100% plug and play job. Therefore, figure 10 minutes tops of your time to complete from start to finish, as we'll show you later in the video. So if you guys didn't know, your Mustang has what is called a PCV system, which is short for positive crankcase ventilation. Now, the purpose of the PCV system in this case is to regulate and remove fumes produced during combustion from the engine crankcase and to help alleviate crankcase pressure, which, if not addressed, could lead to things like oil leaks or seal damage. Now, because laws mandate that the PCV system be sealed, the engine has to use vacuum to draw these vapors out and then basically plumb them back into the intake where they are to be burned off during the combustion cycle. Now, that all sounds great in theory, and while it does work, typically these oily vapors tend to leave a residue in your intake and intake manifold, and even on the backside of your intake valves, which can lead to things like diluted gas, misfires, and valve coking over the years. So with all that said, how does the J&L help? Well, that oily vapor is going to pass through the PCV system and into the J&L separator. Now, at that point, the solids present in this vapor, basically those little tiny microscopic particles of oil and unburnt fuel, get caught up in the top portion here with the aluminum honeycomb and stainless steel mesh material, and then drop down and collect in the canister while still allowing fresh, clean air to pass through the PCV system as it should. Now, J&L claims that emptying or checking this thing every couple thousand miles is certainly good practice. It's been my experience with these things on cars and trucks over the years that you might be surprised in just how quickly they fill up. So basically check them every couple times per oil change interval, and you should be good to go, and just make sure you're emptying them responsibly. Last but not least, guys, if you don't want to take my word for it, that's fine, but feel free to read up on the 100 plus 5-star reviews of the J&L here in regards to just how well these little guys work. And again, it's a great way to hear from fellow Coyote owners about throwing something like this on your own ride at home. Well, let's switch gears and talk about the quality and construction of the J&L, formerly JLT. That's right, same exact company. They recently switched up names, but it's the same build quality, same awesome craftsmanship we've come to expect over the years. Now, with this particular kit, again, you are looking at a simple black billet aluminum canister, knurled bottom, 3-ounce capacity, hence the 3.0 name. And just a quick heads up here, guys, if you're not a big fan of the black, maybe you prefer a little bit more flash under the hood, J&L does also make that satin silver option as well. Outside of the canister itself, as you can see, you are getting the factory style hoses and fittings, which I really like because it's going to make for a very clean look once installed, but a very easy install to get everything in place. So what do you say we switch gears? Let's get into that install. And again, guys, this one really couldn't be much easier thanks to that plug and play design. Expect no more than a few minutes to get this thing in place in the garage or driveway. And to give you a better idea of just how things will go down, check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown now.
The tools you'll need for this project is a ratchet, an extension, a 10mm socket, and some tape. Hi everyone. Today we're installing an oil separator on our Mustang. So let's get started with the uninstall of a couple of pieces first. So the first thing we need to do is remove our engine cover, and there's 2 nuts in the front, here, and we're going to use our 10mm socket to remove those. Now we can remove our PCV line simply by pushing in on the clip and pulling out. Now we're ready to actually install our new oil separator on the passenger side here. Keep in mind that the ends of this oil separator are adjustable, so if the angle is not quite right when you go to put it in, you can adjust that. Then all we have to do is just snap them onto the fittings on the car. Clip it onto the one here on the intake, and then onto the valve cover, and you're done. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our engine cover using the original hardware. Now, because the two openings are very narrow and very deep, you may find it useful to put a little piece of tape on your socket to hold the nut in place when you install it. And now just go ahead and tighten it down. And we're done. And that wraps up our review and install of the J&L 3.0 oil separator with the black anodized finish on the passenger side for 2018 and newer Mustang GTs. Thanks for watching, and remember, for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.